Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stop, because I got a message for you. Yep, divine downloads. Now, full disclosure, here's what I look like. Okay, I got my old ass hands. I've been painting. Those of you that have been following me, you know that recently I have been doing what I call oracle art. This is a very beautiful, intuitive process where messages don't stop coming. So when you look into the art, you can see all of these incredible messages. Now, these are unfinished. They need to have a gloss put on them yet, but these will be in my Etsy shop available. But they're just beautiful pieces. And what I just showed you here was a brand new technique that I started doing with acrylics. Now, not formally, but the other art is with alcohol inks, and I'm still doing it, and I love it. But I got this new process, okay, with acrylics. And so today, why is this relevant? So today, I know it's Sunday. I know that I need to sit down and be still and get the message to you guys. I listen for the download and then I come and record. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, as I always am. I wasn't getting anything. Nothing was happening. It's 5:23 p.m. on the East Coast and on Sunday evening, and I wasn't getting anything. Nothing. I had company in and out of my house all day, family. I went to start my car to go to the grocery store. The car wouldn't start. My husband looked at it. We had AAA come. I mean, the torrential rains, my fireplace, I need fire. Like everything was falling apart. In the meantime, I'm trying to grab 5 or 10 minutes to sit with spirit and, get my silence on and do everything I tell you guys to do, but it wasn't working. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go do art. Now, I had a really hard time figuring out how to do this kind of art with the acrylic paint. And so I started to do the art, and spirit started speaking to me. And lo and behold, I got a message. And so the message I knew was going to be a divine download. And it was a very simple message, just like spirit does. It comes in through your mind. It's a knowing, it's a aha moment from spirit. So when I do this art, and this is relevant to the message, when I'm doing this art, there are ratios that you need to follow. There are guidelines. There is a process to this. And I'm doing the process, and I've tried to do it several times, and I've never gotten it right. And so today I said, I'm going to go do my art. And lo and behold, I heard you need to have equal parts. Equal parts. Okay, so I'm using 5 different paint colors. So I've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And lo and behold, with the water, you need to use equal parts water in this process that I'm doing. And so I was getting it, but I wasn't getting it until spirit said you need to use equal parts. So I then heard, as I'm mixing the equal parts, you need to tell people, your people that follow you, that they need to use equal parts. What did they mean? So I go, in my mind now, I'm going, okay, tell me more. So equal parts awareness, equal parts listening, no chatter, listening with no chatter, equal part intuition, equal part intellect, equal part meeting spirit halfway. You take your steps, you do your work, they take their steps, they do their work. And so the messages that you're looking for from spirit are already there. If you think about this, the recipe for this was already there. I knew what it was. I just wasn't accurately putting equal parts. And so I will pose this to you because Spirit told me to. When you are asking for guidance, when you are looking for answers, are you putting equal part awareness, equal part listening, equal part silence with Spirit? Meaning you're meeting Spirit halfway. You're doing the work to bring your chatter down. You're showing up, you're asking, you're being present. And then this is a big one. If you're going to build a relationship that's based on communication, just like in the human world, the number one thing you must have is trust. Trust in yourself and trust in Spirit. Equal part trust. So when you ask Spirit a question and you seemingly don't get anything, how many times have I heard that? I want you to become aware of how active in the process are you. Are you overly active? Are you giving more? Are you carrying all your anxiety to this process of receiving? Because if you are, that's not going to work. I also got the message that as a human, you can only ever come at these messages from a human perspective, our five senses, right? But the shift is this. We as humans rely on the five senses, right? We're guided that way. We think we're born that way. But here's the truth. And this was a download from Spirit. This was profound. All while I'm doing my art. Our five senses, our physical five senses, are not our primary senses. Do you know what our primary senses are? The clairs. Yep. Before we could see with our physical eyes, we could see with our soul, with our mind's eyes. Before we could hear with our physical ears, we hear in our mind's eye. That's why when Spirit, when the human is in utero and the human is growing and evolving, it is still back and forth communication with home base very actively. Think about it. Intuitively, a child communicates. It can't talk. It doesn't tell you what it sees. It uses its instincts to communicate. And as a mother or a caregiver or somebody who's finely tuned, you're in tune with the frequency of that vibration. And therefore, you're knowing the answer in your mind's eye, in your heart, in your gut, in your knowing. If there's one piece of advice I could give you if you're looking to communicate with Spirit, it's this. Stop trying so hard and trust. Spirit's going to give you answers that, well, guess what? You hadn't thought of before. But they're going to feel deja vu-ish because your soul knows. Your soul knows. Trust. Leave it at that. Your soul knows. Now, this message was very raw. I just literally stepped out of my art studio to come in here and sit down and record this. So I got to go back and listen to it. But I want you guys to listen to this time and time again. Give it a couple of listenings. Also, here's a great exercise. Thank you, Spirit. Listen to this message. Ask a question. Maybe what is it that I need to take away from this message? Ask a question, play this message, and hit pause when your gut tells you to hit pause. Whatever I'm talking about, whatever you feel, whatever you sense, whatever comes up, wherever I'm talking about, there's your answer. Listen to me. Please, please, please stop overthinking it and start feeling it. Pretty intense, right? All right, that concludes the message, but I want to tell you something. Please know this. I have a super bonus for you. It started on October 31st. If you purchase a reading with me, psychic conversations with me, you are going to get a 12-month, month by month overview, a numerology report, month by month, looking at 2021. You're going to get the ins, the outs, the what's possible, and I'm going to teach you how to know what those reports are about. With the report, you're going to get a little how-to video on how to use it. Now, you got from October 31st to, I'm not going to tell you when it ends. You're just going to have to act on it and make sure you get in. All right. So I'll put the links below. And yeah, I'm going to go back and create more art. Don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. It's Oracle Art by V. Book your psychic conversation with me, and you can book a private reading, but I think I'm booking out in February. So psychic conversations are awesome. And also my life purpose class is coming up, finding your purpose. So I'll put all the links here so you don't get confused or lost. All right, guys, I love you, and stop overthinking.